So you want to learn how to play Dragon Link in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, you come to the right place because this is the ultimate combo guide on how to play Dragon Link in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here and welcome back to another competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. I love Dragon Link. It is one of my favorite decks of all time. I have a ton of experience with it, and I'll be honest, the deck has gotten pretty good over the past year, and it's only going to keep getting better even with the release of Age of Overlord. So, in this video, I figured I would give you some of the best combos that you need to know for Dragon Link if you want to compete in the post-Age of Overlord competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Format. So if you're excited for the video, then make sure to smash the like button, because at 100 likes, I'll be bringing you some amazing live duels against other competitive meta decks with Dragon Link. Also, if you guys like deck profiles, combo guides, meta discussions, and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos in general, you're going to love this channel, so make sure to subscribe and help us reach our end-of-year goal of 2,000 subscribers. Now, with all that being said, here's the ultimate Dragon Link combo guide for the post-Age of Overlord competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Format. Let's jump into it. So these are the combos we're going to be doing today. I have 5 of them for you. 2 of them are very quick, just to show you how you can win in time, and then the other 3 are going to be actually building boards that are very threatening. Now, the combos we have are just Black Metal Dragon. We have Starly Seyfried plus any discard, Black Metal Dragon with any discard, Starly Seyfried with Saronir and any discard, and then Black Metal Dragon with Saronir and any discard. And then once we're done, we're also going to jump into a test hand. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, starting off with the Black Metal Dragon on its own, and that is it. So what are we going to do here? Well, we're going to start off by normal summoning our Black Metal Dragon. We're going to link it off to go directly into our copy of Striker Dragon. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Black Metal Dragon to search for Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and Chainlink 2 Striker Dragon to search for Boot Sector Launch. So starting off, we get our Boot Sector Launch, then we go ahead and try and find our Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Now we can go ahead and banish the Striker Dragon to summon out the Red MD. We're going to use the effect to bring back the Black Metal Dragon, linking these two away to go directly into our copy of Romulus. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Romulus, Chainlink 2 Black Metal Dragon. We play the Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon for this situation as well, so we're going to go ahead and grab that over there, as well as our copy of Meteor Dragon. As well as our copy of Dragon Ravine, I should say. Now we're going to go ahead and activate our Dragon Ravine using its effect, discarding the Meteor Black Dragon to go ahead and send the Router. Router will then search for a copy of Rocket Tracer directly to our hand. We're now going to go ahead and activate our Boot Sector Launch over the Dragon Ravine, using its effect to special summon out our Rocket Tracer. Now Rocket Tracer will destroy the Boot Sector Launch to summon from our deck a copy of the non-tuner Rocket Recharger. We're now going to be able to use these two over here for a Synchro summon into a level 8 Synchro. In this case, it's going to go ahead and be our Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, which we will use its effect, destroying the Romulus and doming our opponent for 500 damage and winning us the game in time. Okay, so this next combo is basically the exact same thing we just did, but with Seyfried and a discard instead. So we're going to start off by normal summoning the Seyfried, using its effect by sending it to the graveyard and adding the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. We're then going to banish it to summon out the Black Dragon, linking it away to go into our copy of Striker Dragon. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Black Dragon, Chainlink 2 Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon will get us our copy of Boot Sector Launch, and Black Dragon will get us our copy of White Dragon. We're then going to banish the Black Dragon for the White Dragon, and then link off our Striker and our White Dragon into our copy of Romulus. Romulus effect will activate, getting us Dragon Ravine, and we're in a very similar situation that we had before. We're going to go activate Ravine, discarding our blank card to send from our deck to the graveyard Starter Dragon, which will activate and add us our Rocket Tracer to our hand. We're then going to get rid of our Ravine to activate our Boot Sector Launch. Boot Sector Launch's effect will activate, summoning out our Rocket Tracer. Tracer effect, destroy Boot Sector Launch to summon from our deck Rocket Recharger, Synchro for 8 into our copy of Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, effect to destroy Romulus and inflict our opponent 500 damage, and that is a situation where we can now win in time once again. So now that you know how to win in time with Dragon Link, here are some combos that actually build up a board. We're going to start off with Black Metal Dragon and any discard here. So we're going to normal summon out the Black Metal Dragon, linking it off into our copy of Striker Dragon. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Black Metal, Chainlink 2 Striker. Striker will get us our copy of Boot Sector Launch, and the Black Metal will get us our Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. We're going to banish our Striker Dragon to summon out the Red MD, using its effect to bring back the Black Metal Dragon. We're then going to link off these two to go into our copy of Romulus. That'll trigger our Romulus as Chainlink 1, and Chainlink 2 will be our Black Metal Dragon, which will get us our Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon and our Dragon Ravine. Now we're going to activate the Ravine, discarding our random discard to be able to send from our deck to the graveyard a copy of Router Dragon. That'll be able to add our copy of Rocket Tracer to hand. Now we're going to get rid of our Ravine and get out our Boot Sector Launch. We're going to use the Boot Sector Launch to special summon out the Rocket Tracer, use Rocket Tracer's effect to destroy the Boot Sector Launch and summon out our Rocket Recharger. Then we're going to be able to link off our recharger into our copy of Pisty. Because a dragon monster that was special summoned from the extra deck to a zone that is pointed to by Romulus, we can now special summon a dragon monster from our hand. It cannot be used as a link material and its effects are negated, so we'll summon out our Meteor Dragon. We're then going to synchro these two off into our copy of Bestial Dispater. We're going to use the effect of Dispater, bringing back the Striker Dragon, and then we're going to use our effect of Pisty to be able to bring back our Rocket Tracer, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can go into our copy of Boral End Dragon. So very basic combo here, but we have a negate and Boral End Dragon, and we have the Bestial Dispater as well, which we do have to have that negate online, but the majority of the time, because we're going to have 3 other cards in our hand, we'll likely have a Bestial that we can use, banish away, or we'll have other interruptions as well. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this combo. It seems very unassuming, but it is very dangerous. All right, this next combo is going to be a bit more intensive. We're looking at Seifert, Bestial Saronir, and any discard. So how are we going to start off? Well, we're going to start off by normal summoning out the Starly Seifert, using its effect, but instead of sending itself, we're going to actually send the Bestial Saronir, which will go ahead and add us our copy of the Bestial Magnemite from our deck to our hand. That's going to be huge because now in the end phase, we'll have a way to search out. We also are going to trigger the effect of Bestial Saronir now, sending our copy of the Bestial Lubellion to the graveyard. We're going to now use the effect of Magnemite, banishing the Saronir to summon out itself, and then triggering its effect in the end phase. We're going to now use the effect of Lubellion, getting rid of the Magnemite to summon out Lubellion, and use its second effect now to be able to activate a Branded Stellar Trap directly from our deck. In this case, it'll be Branded Regained. Now we're going to go ahead and link off our Starleech Seifert into our copy of Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon's effect will activate, which will get us our copy of Boot Sector Launch from our deck to our hand. Then we're going to go ahead and link off the Lubellion and the Striker Dragon to go into our copy of Romulus. Romulus will then search for our copy of Dragon Ravine. Then we're going to use our Seifert, banishing it to be able to add our Lubellion back to our hand, triggering the Branded Regained, putting the Seifert onto the bottom of our deck and allowing us to draw 1 card. In this case, we're going to get a nice hand trap. So the reason why we do this now, by the way, is because if we end up drawing into something like our Rocket Tracer, then we don't have to send the Abs Router from our deck to the graveyard off the effect of Dragon Ravine. That is important here. So what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to discard our Bestial Lubellion to be able to search for any Bestial card. We're going to go ahead, in this case, we can add, honestly, it doesn't matter which one we get. In this case, I'll get Druid's Worm. Not going to make a difference at all. At least we get it into rotation. Then we're going to go ahead and activate our Dragon Ravine. We're going to use the effect discarding our blank card to be able to send it from our deck to the graveyard. In this case, because we do not add a Abs Router Dragon or a Rocket Monster from our deck to our hand, we have to send the Abs Router Dragon to the graveyard to be able to search for the Rocket Tracer. Next up, we're going to get rid of the Dragon Ravine to activate our Boot Sector Launch, using the effect summon out our Rocket Tracer. Then we're going to go ahead and activate our Tracer's effect, destroying the Boot Sector Launch, but summon from our deck any Rocket Monster, the Rocket Recharger. We're going to be able to use our Bestial Druid's Worm in this case here. We're going to get rid of the Striker Dragon, to be able to bring it out. Let's go over here. We're then going to synchro away these two over here into our copy of the Bestial Dispater. Next up, we're going to use our Recharger, linking it off into our copy of Guard Dragon Pisty. Then we're going to use our Bestial Dispater to bring back the Striker Dragon. And then we're going to use Pisty's effect because there's 2 zones that's pointing to. And we're going to be able to summon out our copy of Tracer over here. So you might be thinking that at this point, we're just going to take these 4 monsters, link them off into Boral End Dragon, and that's the end of our combo. No way. In this case here, we're going to take our Romulus and our Pisty, we're going to link them off into our copy of Triple Burst Dragon. Next, we're going to link off our Bestial Dispater, our Triple Burst Dragon, and our Striker Dragon to go into our copy of the Boral End Dragon. And then we're going to use Boral End Dragon, targeting the Tracer and our Rocket Recharger in our graveyard, special summoning it, and performing a Synchro Summon, not a Link Summon, a Synchro, into our copy of Borreload Savage Dragon. We're not going to put it into the zone pointed to by Relinquished Anima, and we're going to use this effect, targeting the Triple Burst Dragon in our graveyard to equip it over here. And now we have 3 negates on our Borreload Savage Dragon, we have our Boral End Dragon, we have Branded Regain, and when we go to end phase, we're going to trigger the effect of our Magnemites. Where is it? Over there. And be able to search for any dragon type monster. In this case here, I'm going to go ahead and add, because I've already used Druid's Worm, I'll add Baldric. Okay? So now, what do we have here? Well, 3 negates, negate over here, Baldric is interruption, but also on top of that, we get an extra draw because we're going to banish a light or a dark monster. If we banish a light monster from our opponent's graveyard or a dark monster, put it back, draw a card, that's huge. If we do it for us, that's also great too, so we'll get another draw. If we draw into another hand trap, we're in a great position. So just on this board, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7 pieces of interruptions. which is really strong off of just 3 cards. So this next combo with Black Metal Dragon, Bestial Saronir, and any other discard is going to be very resource intensive, but it is one of the best combos that the deck can produce. So we're going to start off by normal summoning the Black Metal Dragon, linking off directly into our Striker Dragon. We're going to be able to immediately after that use the effect of our Black Metal Dragon as Chainlink 1, Striker Dragon as Chainlink 2. So we'll be able to go ahead and grab our Boot Sector Launch from Striker Dragon, and we'll be able to add our Darkness Metal Dragon off of the effect of Black Metal. We're then going to banish the Striker or the Darkness, activate to special the Black Metal, link these 2 away into our copy of Romulus, Chainlink 1 Romulus, Chainlink 2 is going to be the Black Metal. So this is not a hard once per turn. We're going to add that off the Black Metal, and we're going to add the Ravine off the Romulus. So we have 5 cards in hand now. Next up, we're going to go ahead and activate our Ravine using the effect sending our discard to be able to send from our deck to the graveyard our copy of Absterrider Dragon to add our copy of Rocket Tracer. Next, we're going to be able to get rid of our Ravine to activate the Boot Sector Launch, summoning out the Ravine for its effect, and then linking off into our copy of Guard Dragon Pisty. Because a Dragon monster was special summoned from the extra deck to a zone Romulus points to, I can special summon my Black Eyes Meteor Dragon from my hand to the field. We'll summon it out. And then we're going to use Bestial Saronir. We're going to banish our copy of, it doesn't really matter here, I'll banish the Tracer to summon out the Saronir. We're then going to take these 2 and overlay them into our copy of Atum. We're going to use our Atum, detaching our Saronir, which will trigger its effect to summon out our copy of Seifert from the deck. Saronir effect will send our Lubellion from deck to graveyard, and then we can go ahead and use our effect of Seifert. We're going to send itself a level 4 to add a level 4 from our deck to our hand. In this case, we're going to add Wyverbuster. The reason we're adding Wyverbuster is because we have a lot of darks to spare in our graveyard, not that many lights to spare. So we're then going to go ahead and banish Seifert to add Lubellion from our graveyard to our hand. We're now going to use our Lubellion, sending it to the graveyard to be able to search for any bestial monster. In this case, we're going to search for our Magnamut. Next, we're going to link away our Romulus and our Atum into our copy of Triple Burst Dragon. We're going to use our Triple Burst Dragon to bring back our copy of Tracer. Next, we're going to go ahead and link off our Triple Burst Dragon and our Pisty to go into our copy of Seals. We're now going to go ahead and, because we don't actually need to summon out any more non-darks from the extra deck, we're going to use our effective Tracer, destroying the Boot Sector Launch, to summon out from our deck our copy of Rocket Recharger. Then we're going to go ahead and use our effective Magnamut, banishing the Triple Burst Dragon to summon itself out, and then we're going to synchro off these 2 into our Bestial Dispater. We're going to use a Dispater to bring back the Triple Burst Dragon, and now we have 5 material on board for a Link Summon once again, and we still have our Wyverbuster in hand. But before we do this, we need to get even more advantage. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our Lubellion's second effect in our graveyard by sending our Dispater to summon it out, using its effect now to activate directly from our deck our copy of Branded Regained. We're going to go ahead and use the Wyverbuster. We're going to banish, doesn't really matter here, but in this case I'll banish my Atum to summon it out. And then I'm going to perform a Link Summon with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into my Boral and the Dragon. We're going to trigger our copy of White Dragon because it was sent to the graveyard. We can add our Black Dragon Clap Serpent. We're going to summon out our Black Dragon by banishing the white, and then we're going to trigger Regained to put it on the bottom of the deck and allow us to draw a card. In this case, it just so happens to be Cross Out, which is so good in case we get Nibiru. Next, we're going to use our effect of the Boral and Dragon, targeting our Black Dragon Clap Serpent. We're going to grab our Rocket Tracer, which is going to be in our graveyard. Our opponent can respond to this, and then we can synchro these 2 off into our copy of Borderlord Savage Dragon, which again, we're not going to put in the zone that is pointed to by Relinquished Anima. We're going to use the Borderlord Savage Dragon's effect to be able to get us our copy of Triple Burst. Also, because the Black Dragon was sent to our graveyard, we can add our White Dragon from our deck to our hand, and then we can proceed to the end phase, resolve our effective Magnamut, and add a Bestial Druid's Worm from our deck to our hand as well. So, what are we ending off here? Well, we're ending off with a random card here, which doesn't really matter too much for the combo, but we do have an extra piece here. We have our Boral and Dragon, I should say. We have our Hieratic Seals, which is going to be a bounce. We have our negates. We have 3 negates with our Borderlord Savage Dragon. We have Regained, can potentially draw us a card. We have our Bestial Druid's Worm, which is going to be able to get us another interruption on our opponent's turn. We have the Crossout Designator, which was our random card we drew off the effect of Branded Regained.
White Dragon for follow-up on the next turn is great. And of course, because we have our Bestial Dissipator in the graveyard, when our opponent normal summons a monster because of regained, or summons a monster I should say because of regained, we can bring out the Bestial Dissipator, and then we have at the worst case a destruction of a monster because we have banished cards, or potentially a negate because our opponent has banished cards. Very, very powerful end board over here that just is going to be really hard for our opponents to beat. Okay, so while I'm shuffling here, I'm going to remind you guys, if you haven't checked out the deck profile for this deck, then make sure to go and do so. It was posted just a few days ago. Also subscribe to the channel as well if you are enjoying the content. We're aiming for 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know we can get there. We just need a bit of help from you guys. So our starting hand is 1-for-1. Lubellion, Druazor, Magnamut, Seifert. Wow, this is kind of a crazy hand, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, how do I want to go about this? I'm gonna activate 1-for-1 right away. I'm gonna send my Lubellion here. Okay, that'll let me summon from my deck directly a copy of Black Metal Dragon. So we're looking really good here. I'm going to then go and link off the Black Metal Dragon for my Striker Dragon. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Black Metal, Chainlink 2 Striker. Black Metal will get me Red MD, and Striker will get me this. They're right next to each other. That's amazing. We're then going to go ahead and I can banish my Striker Dragon to summon out the Red MD. Still not normal summon, by the way, which is just going to say really good because I have Seifert in hand. This hand might be kind of disgusting. We're going to use the effect of Red MD getting our Black Metal Dragon. We're then going to use these as link material for my copy of the Romulus. Romulus Chainlink 1, Black Metal Chainlink 2. So Romulus will get me my copy of Dragon Ravine, and then we'll get our Red Eyes Meteor Dragon. There we go, from the Black Metal Dragon. So hand, we're at 6 cards in hand here, looking very pretty. I can go ahead and normal summon now if I'd like, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and normal summon the Seifert. I can use the Seifert effect immediately, which I think is, again, what I want to do here. I could hold off, but I think still this is the best option. So we're going to go use the Seifert effect, setting itself to be able to search for, in this case, we're going to go for the, do I want to get black? Do I want to get white? I think I want to get the White Dragon here. White Dragon has been added to hand. We're then going to go ahead and, since I haven't used the effect of my Lubellion yet, I'm going to banish my Seifert to add the Lubellion to my hand. We're going to discard it to the graveyard to be able to add a Bestial from deck to hand, which will be Bestial Serenir, which Serenir is going to be nice because I can use it for a few different things, but the main thing is going to be, it's going to be able to get me a bit more into rotation, so I don't actually have to use my regained early on. So we have 7 cards in hand right now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and special the Wide Reverse Draw by banishing our Black Metal Dragon. That's going to then allow us to link off into our copy of Pisty. We're going to go Chainlink 1 will be the White Dragon, Chainlink 2 will be our Romulus because a dragon was summoned from the extra deck to a zone of points, so I can summon out my Meteor Dragon. So now we're going to search out our Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. And now we have still some plays to do. I think what I want to do next is I want to go ahead and activate my Bestial Serenir. I'm going to banish the Red MD here and summon it out. Then I'm going to go and overlay these two for a copy of my Atum. Now we're going to use the Atum, we're going to discard or detach the Serenir to be able to special summon directly from our deck a copy of Rocket Tracer. Then because Serenir was sent to the graveyard, we can send a copy of Branded Regained to the graveyard as well. Now let's go Magnamut effect, targeting the Serenir that's in my graveyard, banishing it to summon it out. We'll have Magnamut effect in end phase. We're then going to go and synchro off my Tracer and my Magnamut. So we're going to synchro them off into the Bestial Dissipator. We can now use the Dissipator effect, targeting the Striker Dragon, special summoning it. So here I'm going to use Pisty. I'm going to bring back the Serenir. And then I'm going to link off my Romulus and my Pisty into a copy of Seal. Then I'm going to go and use my copy of Lubellion, there it is, tributing over the Dissipator, and that way I have a way to get access to my Branded Beast, which will activate directly from our deck. Next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Striker Dragon, tributing itself to be able to add to my hand my Rocket Tracer. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Boot Sector launch. I shouldn't need anything other than Dark Monsters in just a second, so we're going to actually use our Boot Sector launch to special summon out our copy of Tracer. So I'm going to go ahead and link off my Tracer, synchro off my Tracer and my Serenir for a copy of Barrow. Next up, I'm going to special out my Black Dragon by banishing my White Dragon. There it is. So we're going to get rid of that. That's on the field now. And then you know what? I'm going to link off my Collapse Serpent and my Atum, and I'm going to go into a copy of IP Masquerena. We're going to go ahead and call it there for our turn, because we're going to go there and face. We're now going to trigger the effect of our Magnum Lift, searching for any dragon. I can get followed with more rocket cards, but I think I'm going to go for the Baldrake here, just to have an extra piece of interruption, especially because we're going to be probably linking off the Bestial Lubellion into the SP Little Knight. So now what we're going to trigger the Branded Beast to be able to activate directly from our deck, or our graveyard rather, a copy of Branded Regain. Beautiful, right there. So here's what we have. On our opponent's turn, we have Spheres to be able to balance a card our opponent has, and we can also special summon out any dragon from our deck, which will be great to be able to start snowballing again and get just good bodies on the field. We do have access to Druisworm in hand and Baldrake in hand, so 2 potential interruptions if they're playing a light or a dark deck. We have Regain, which will draw us a card when we use the effects of Baldrake and Druisworm. IP Masquerena will be able to link off with our Lubellion to go into the SP Little Knight, which is going to be one of the better cards of the upcoming format. Baron's Negate, of course, and then we also have the Branded Beast, which can tribute a dragon monster we control to destroy a card our opponent has, which is just amazing. So I'm pretty happy with this hand here. We could have extended a bit further, tried to go a bit more, but I think this point here I want to stop. I didn't use all my resources, and then on the follow-up, because we're not going to be able to OTK our opponent right now with this board, so on the follow-up, when our opponent passes back to us, depending on what we have on the board, it'll probably be like Little Knights plus Baron plus whatever we summoned off of this. We can get rid of this for the Dragon Ravine, activate Ravine, sending whatever we have to be able to send our Apsa Router. We can send our Apsa Router Dragon, which will allow us to search for our copy of Rocket Tracer, and then because we have a normal summoned on our next turn, we can just use our normal Rocket Tracer, use the effect, pop something, be able to get out something, be able to go for a massive push with Boral and Dragon. So we do have that for follow-up as well, our entire Rocket Engine. But that is it. That's going to be the end of our combo guide today. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor and leave a like on the video. It would help tremendously. Also, if we hit 100 likes on the video, I'll bring you some live duels with Dragon Link against some of the top meta decks of the format. And if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. It is our end of year goal, and we can only make it there with your help. So guys, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.